Hi, welcome back. So we're at the third outline of Section 1, the philosophy of measurement, in Chapter 6, execution of the research project. In this outline, we're going to discuss instrument design. I do believe that this subject is one of the most important, if not the most important, subject in this entire material. Personally, I believe the skill to design an instrument, it gives you a very, very good status to become a very well-to-do scientist. Either those physical instrument, it could be an instrument in a physical form or a digital form or even in a kind of intangible form. So let's go ahead and explore two important things before we start. When I say instrument, you must remember there are some kind of two kind of instrument. The first one is an object instrument, and that is in the world of tangibility. If you are trying to capture something quite a bit tangible, and the form of those instruments could be in the form of a device or a sensor or even an observation list. So for example, I want to capture the number of cars crossing over a bridge. So perhaps sensor can do that for you. Or maybe I want to capture the height of a person. A scale can do that in the form of a device, etc. So you could see this kind of instrument is quite objective in the way they capture the measurement of the variable. But the other type of instrument is quite in the world of intangibility, and that means something it's hard to capture or physically touch. And that is, for example, a human behavior, an attitude, an opinion, something intangible by nature. And the form of those instruments could be in a survey, a questionnaire, also an observation list. But important to understand that personal skills come in handy when it comes to the status of designing an instrument for intangible measures, such as opinion or attitude or etc. And why personal experience is quite important. Say, for example, I'm trying to measure motivation. There are a number of instruments available, had been designed by great scientists, and they made it available for us to use those instruments if we want to capture the motivation of a person, for example. But the problem is, most likely you might encounter after you finish and you capture and you measure, you will find your data a lack of reliability. So in this case, you have to interfere personally to maybe alter some of the attribute of the instrument. Task itself to alter an existing instrument, and it's also another tedious task. So the best way to do is to learn how to design an instrument from scratch. And that is a line of combination from various skills at many different domains. So it depends on the target of the instrument. It depends on what the instrument is trying to capture or to do. It is a device in its nature. It is just like you are designing a thermostat, for example, or you're designing a scale or something like that. So there are available methods that have been used for a long time. Those methods are available to help us to start the design of our own instrument. The first and the oldest perhaps known method in such a way, it's called the Thurston scale. And the second one is the Likert scale. And there are some other methods. And finally, I'm going to share with you another method that I personally developed and designed years back now. And I've been using it ever since. And I feel very much satisfied with the results of the data that I have at hand using this method. I'm going to also share it with you. So let's go ahead and explore Thurston scale.